What's up everybody, it's Chastin J Miles, and in this video I want to tell you about my listing appointment that didn't exactly go so well. I'll be the first to admit that every listing appointment isn't perfect, and I feel like it's important to share the successes and the wins, but also the listing appointments where I kind of learned a lesson or two. So in this video, I'm going to go over that listing appointment, what went on, and I'm also going to tell you the lesson that I learned from it, so that way you can maybe prevent this from happening to you in the future. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, again, my name is Chastin J Miles, and I am a real estate agent here out of Dallas, Texas. And on my YouTube channel, I just like to share my real estate knowledge. So things that I've been through, things that I'm doing in my business, things that you can do, tips, tools, all that kind of stuff. So if you're into it, go ahead and click the subscribe button below so that you get notified when I release new videos. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so I'll never forget this. Oh, and you may notice that the scenery is a little different now because I have moved. I've moved offices, needed kind of a different feel, different space, so I'll show that to y'all soon. But I'll never forget this listing appointment. It was from a for sale by owner call. So it was a for sale by owner call. Older gentleman, I could tell he was older over the phone, and of course I used one of my scripts at the time, got the appointment. Like he agreed to take the appointment on the first call. I felt like I was really good at what I did, so I was super excited about that. I saw how he was marketing the property. He was trying to market it on Zillow and realtor.com, and so of course I went into it knowing that I can automatically do more for him than he could do for himself. So the property was probably around like 25 minutes north of my office, north of downtown Dallas, in a town called Richardson. So I pull up to the house. Standard ranch style home, so it was only single story, but the home was actually pretty big. But it was single story. It had a huge setback, so meaning it was kind of away from the actual street. So you had to walk up this long sidewalk to get to the home. The owner was outside gardening. It's always interesting to me when they're doing work when they know that this appointment is supposed to be, because it kind of gives you this automatic feeling like you're disturbing them, and that's probably what they were going for. But I knew that it was the house because there was the for sale by owner sign outside. I go up there, I walk up there, the man stands up. Tall gentleman, balding head. He stands up, he's looking down on me, because I'm a lot shorter. And he was kind of looking a little confused, and I was like, oh my gosh, here we go. I was already just kind of a little uncomfortable, just because you get a little nervous every time you go and meet somebody, and this was still fairly new into my career. This was after I switched to another brokerage, so I was pretty excited to be there. I wanted to prove to them that I can do what I say that I can do. So I was setting appointments left and right. Got up there and walked into the house, and he's like one of those type of people to where everything you say, he's kind of just like, and oh, and so you don't really know what they're thinking, and you can just kind of keep doing what you're supposed to do. So we walked the house, and he's talking to me about the house. It was like he was trying to use the most complicated real estate terms that he could find or that he knew to prove to me that he wasn't a chump and he knew his stuff, and I probably wasn't the right guy for the job. It was like he already had his mind made up. Of course, I was young looking, he was a lot older, so that could have been the thing. Or it could have been some other stuff. Watch my videos on that other stuff. But he wasn't really giving me the chance. So we sat down after walking this house. I'm asking questions, doing my normal listing appointment thing. Then he goes, so why do you think that you're the one to sell my home? So I go through my little speech. Well, sir, I can sell your home because of X, Y, and Z. And then he says, what firm are you with again? And I tell him my firm name. And he was like, oh, I've never heard of y'all. And me, I start blasting off what I was told when I joined the firm. Oh, well, we're the top firm here in Dallas, and we have been published in this and this, and our broker is this and that. And the guy was like, oh, well, show me, prove it. That's where it just really went south, because I was making these claims and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. So I pull up my phone and I'm searching Google. I'm typing in our firm name. I'm typing in agent's name. I'm trying to find some articles that show that we're this and that and everything that I said that we are. I couldn't find anything. I found stuff, but I couldn't find the things that I was saying. So then that automatically kind of took away my credibility. So of course I try to get into, I can send you all of that stuff. I have to make some photocopies of things that we have at the office. So he was, of course, okay. So then he starts asking me about other homes in the neighborhood. This was my fault that I didn't do the research that I should have did. And this was one of my learning experiences. But so the agent who sold the home on this street and that street and this and that. And I was like, no, I don't know that agent. I mean, I know a lot of agents, but I don't know that one. And he's like, oh, funny, because she sold 20, 30 homes in this neighborhood. I would think you would know her. And I was like, oh my gosh, how could I not know her? So that was another fail. So then he gets into how he has these real estate friends and he's part of this board and that. I mean, just like a really accomplished individual, and how basically if he was to choose an agent, it would be one of them over me. Rightfully so. It was like it kind of turned to where he was talking to me and I was just like, dang, you're right, sir. Like, I would probably choose them too, because I knew the performance that I just did. So I start pulling out marketing material. Well, do they have this and do they have this and this and that? And little did I know how basic the materials were that I was pulling out. Like, I wasn't saying anything that was just over the top, like, oh, I want to hire you for that. Then again, I was also giving away all of my marketing to him for him to be able to do it. Y'all, I was sweating bullets. I was so uncomfortable. I was ready to go. The listing appointment ended up ending shortly after, and he was just like, son, I mean, you're not the one for this job, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. And I was just kind of like, thank you. I appreciate that. And then even walking out of the door, I was kind of like, well, I'll follow up with you in a day or two, just to see. He was no need. And y'all, I was so embarrassed, but I was also so hurt. But the biggest lesson that I learned from this, well, I learned a couple lessons. For one, whatever you tell people, be able to back it up. If you're saying that you're the #1 agent in the area, or that you're the market expert, or that you've sold the most homes in this neighborhood, be sure that you can back it up. Know who your competition is. Know what they've done. Even for sale by owner appointments, we may think that for sale by owners don't know anything because they're not agents, but they can know a lot. And so I learned that lesson. I also learned that you must be prepared for anything. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I now make sure that I am overly prepared for any type of question that could be asked. Lastly, I learned to deflect. If there's something that you don't know how to take the conversation to another place. Know how to remain in control of the appointment. Don't let someone make you feel so low that you just kind of give up. That was one of the first and last time that I've actually just like gave up in an appointment, to where I didn't want to be there anymore. I wanted it to be over as quickly as possible, and I didn't even want it, And truth to be told, it wasn't even like a huge listing. I want to say it was like 200 something thousand. So it wasn't the biggest listing that I've ever gotten or that I've ever sold or anything like that. But it was one that taught me a lot. So I hope you can learn from my experience. I hope you can let this really shape how you go on your listing appointments. Thank you for watching. If you did find this video beneficial, go ahead and click the thumbs up button and leave me a comment below and let me know your thoughts on this. Other than that, please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you soon.